idols, it's CC Lesson 3. Welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for clicking on this video. For today, we're going to talk about something that is highly requested often in the comments below. We've talked about it before, but I think we should revisit it again for a couple reasons. One, it's 2024 now. I think the last time I talked about this, it's been like at least 3 years or so. 4 years? 5? But also, most of my videos these days have been story time submitted from you guys, and a lot of the times these people want to be anonymous because like what they go through, somebody might victim shame them for, call them stupid for doing this, or Korea, or whatever reason, people don't want to be identified. It's totally understandable because people are hateful online. They have nothing better to do. They don't remember what grass is. But a lot of times people leave comments and ask, what's the race of this girl? Is she black? I'm curious because I hear Koreans are racist. So I figured we'd talk about this again, and I have another little bonus effort that I put into this video. Do you guys remember, I want to say it was in like November or December, I did a video, it was called The Confessions of a Former Fuckboy. He remembered me from a club, and we've been kind of in touch since then, which I'm honestly, that is a shock to me because in my experience, a lot of Korean guys who have girlfriends, like their girlfriends don't let them talk to other girls. So, well, that's happened to me twice. I'm not saying that's the norm, but it's happened to me twice. So I asked him if he could do me a favor. I knew I wanted to make this video after I got that comment because it was a girl who said, what's the race of the girl in this video because I heard Koreans are racist. I'm just curious. So I asked him if he could ask some of his Korean guy friends what their thoughts are on dating a foreign girl. So we have those replies today. He also took it a step further and he went on his Instagram and he did a poll and he asked like a bunch of his friends or whoever would participate, would you date a foreigner, yes or no? So that's what we're gonna get into. But before we do, please consider joining my Patreon, guys. I just uploaded another video on there. I'm doing a couple videos a week on Patreon now. So every time I upload here, for the most part, I also upload there. That's been the norm since I've started my Patreon. We have so many members so far and I'm so grateful. It's very motivational. It's nice that I have like a safe space to put things that I want to talk about that I can't put here without the algorithm trashing my channel, because when you post videos that aren't ad friendly, YouTube's not going to want to promote your videos and that could kill your channel. So here's a quick little snippet of today's video on Patreon. Guys, before we get into this video, I do have to offer a trigger warning. I posted one yesterday about what this video is going to be about. And in that video, because it was public on YouTube, I could only scratch the surface and there were a lot of details that I couldn't mention on the platform. YouTube would not approve. So not only was he her and giving her unwanted sex, he was also abusive. That is linked below if you want to join. Thank you so much if you do. So before we actually start about like, oh, here's what his friend said, there is one thing that I want to make clear. For every one really messed up relationship we hear about online, we see on TikTok, we see on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, whatever, there are probably like 5 to 10 more relationships that are completely normal where both parties are happy and there's no drama or tea to spill. But we don't hear about them because they're normal. They're not exciting. No one wants to talk about that. To me, it's like when you buy something online and it does its job, it's a useful product, it does what it's supposed to do. You don't really feel the need to talk about it or leave 5 stars, 4 stars, 3 stars if it gets the job done. But, and some people do, like if you really love a product, sure, yeah, you will brag about it, be like, oh my god, this is the greatest product ever. It's when something is bad or doesn't work or is scammy that you really want to talk about. I think people are far more likely to leave a negative review like, oh my god, this perfume stinks, it's so bad, 1 star. And I feel like a lot of relationships are like that too. So it's easy to say like, oh, Koreans are racist and Koreans don't like black people or Koreans don't like foreigners, because it just takes one incident for you to come to that conclusion. People don't want to talk about things that are just mid or good. People want to talk about things that are really bad or really great. So you see a lot of people, you know, they'll brag about their happy relationship or they'll dog their ex or dog their current partner because that's what people click on. I did that myself. As soon as I found out my ex had a baby and a wife, I could not wait to tell y'all. I wanted to tell y'all so bad, but I was trying to foolishly be respectful. He's like, well, you know, it's my life and I would really rather you not. And I should have just did it because I was so mad when I found that out. I wanted y'all to bash him with me. Like, I was pissed. I felt so stupid. But I mean, when we broke up, all's fair in love and war, so I spilled the tea. If you guys saw the sex and love culture in Korea video I did, interracial and international marriages in Korea are on the rise. As people get more and more connected to people of different backgrounds and countries and cultures, that's only natural. We're mingling more, we're finding more common ground. That's what people do. I mean, think about how weird it was 50 years ago to see an interracial relationship or be in an interracial relationship. I mean, think about 15 years ago in the US, it wasn't even legal to get married if you were gay. Now it's a lot more normal, and there are people who are always going to be stuck in their ways, but a lot of people don't stigmatize it as much. It's becoming more and more accepted slowly over time. That's just life. These type of relationships are the norm. For example, I'm 31 now. When I was in high school, All my partners or boyfriends were black. Except for one. I dated this white boy literally for one day. We had like this whirlwind summer romance. I was in Atlantic City, New Jersey with my dad, and he was in my home state, and we would text all night over the summer. I was a teenager. I was just like, oh, like hot summer nights, mid-July, you and I were forever one. We had this weird bond, and I remember the first day of the new semester at school, in high school, I was a little nervous. I was like, oh boy, I'm dating a white boy. What are they gonna say? And we broke up after one day of dating because everybody was like,
ugh. Brother, ugh. What's that? What's that, brother?
black and white, y'all look weird together. Like, what's this relationship, huh? We weren't received well by our peers, so we broke up. Fast forward to when I was in uni. I dated an Indian guy, I dated a white guy, I dated a Latino guy, I dated black guy, I dated Asian guys. Nobody cared. Nobody batted an eyelash. I mean, even now nobody cares except for these occasional ignorant bot NPC comments. I made a Valentine's Day vlog and I blurred out his face because he doesn't want to be on YouTube. But I got a comment that said, let me guess, another Asian? I mean, it's so obvious from the way he's built and even the face blurring. This woman is an unapologetic yellow fever race fetishist. Disgusting.
Stop it. Get some help.
So I'm a yellow fever race fetishist, despite the fact that most of the men I've dated were not Asian. Most of my life, I didn't even date Asian men. Even last year when I was on Hinge, most of the people I dated were white guys. But go off, sis.
You know me so well.
Don't ask me why, but on dating apps, most black men don't match me back. In my opinion, I think most black men want to date non-black women. Last summer I was looking for love, right? So I even paid for like Hinge premium and everything, and I was complaining to Marika. I was like, why can't a black dude match me back? Like, the only people who matched me in the UK were white dudes, Asian dudes, Latino dudes. Anyway, aside from those sort of ignorant people, these non-traditional relationships are becoming more normalized. I keep hearing these comments and seeing, I don't hear comments, I see these comments where people are like, oh, we black people need to stop going to countries where we're clearly not wanted. But it's like, please show me a country where we are wanted. I'm from the US, I'm American. I'm not even wanted there. Even people in Africa don't fuck with us like that. But I said it before and I'll say it again. If you let racist people keep you from traveling where you want to travel and going where you want to go, then there's nowhere left for you to go. It's like the analogy I was trying to make, where when you buy a product online, when it's bad, you're so much more likely to leave a review, hate, cancel, don't try this product, warning, this product is trash. And that's how it is with human social interaction every day, because for every normal, non-racist, non-problematic encounter you have with a person, you don't really remember it because that's the norm. But as soon as you experience something racist, that's what sticks with you, and that's what you can't wait to tell people about. I strongly and deeply down to my core believe that there are more good people in the world than there are bad people in the world. It's just bad things, especially with the rise of social media, that's what gets a platform now. All these hateful people crawling through the trenches and emerging from their caves now have a platform to spew their hate. And they're not the majority, but they're a loud minority. I'm sorry, I know it feels like I'm ranting, and I kind of am, but I feel like all this is really important to get across the point that I'm trying to express and convey in this video. We're gonna get to the comments and the opinions of these actual Korean guys soon, but first, I want to briefly revisit beauty standards in Korea. A lot of foreign women say they don't think they'd be pretty if they go to Korea, or they don't think they're pretty according to Korean beauty standards. Let's be clear. Foreigners are very beautiful in Korea. They love foreign brands and foreign models and foreign actresses and celebrities for their looks. A lot of Koreans alter their appearance and go through surgery to acquire these traits that they don't naturally tend to have. Wider hips for one, bigger breasts. And I'm not saying Asian women aren't built like that, but typically they do have smaller frames. Big eyes with double eyelid surgery, pale skin, taller noses, bleaching their hair blonde, wearing blue contacts or green contacts. And while it is true that there are certain types of foreigners they find more attractive, that doesn't mean they don't find sweeping groups of foreigners unattractive. And a lot of the times when Korean men say they don't want to date foreign women, it's not because they don't find them attractive, it's a lot more complicated than that. So let's hear from them themselves. All he did, he put their initials and stuff, so I'm just gonna call them Korean 1, Korean 2, Korean 3. I'm sorry, I don't want to get anywhere near close to, oh, outing this person, I found his social. We're just gonna leave it at that. Okay, so Korean number 1, when asked would he date a foreigner, this is what he said. Personally, I don't have interest in foreign women, not because I don't have attraction, but because of different culture. Different language and different country. If I marry, will there be a wedding in my country and her country? How will family see our child? These are my reasons. I will marry a Korean woman because it's simple. Bachelor number 2. I have dated with foreign girl in the past. I can again. She was kind and lived in Seoul for a long time and she learned Korean well. We had breakup because of busy schedule. To me, Korean girl and foreign girl is same. Okay, Bachelor number 3 says, sure, I date a foreigner. Why not? It's not 1954, it's 2024. Our parents are old, but we are young. We do things differently and more freely now. C'est la vie, mon ami. Bachelor number 4. It depends. If they move here, then it is possible. But I haven't dated foreigner before. I don't want to date long distance. Bachelor number 5. Foreigners are fun. I have foreigner friends, but I don't know if I can date. My English is poor and I don't want to study again. My family wants traditional marriage. Bachelor number 6. I want to try for myself. I never date foreign women, but I see many these days. I want confidence to ask for date. I don't know if I'm the style, so I say nothing. I try online date, but I don't have luck. Maybe one day I can experience. Men are out here struggling just like we are, ladies. And lastly, Bachelor number 7. I think these days, Korean guy doesn't want feminists. They don't like stubborn Korean women. That's literally all it says, sorry. Though I will say I'm not sure that Western women would be any better or less stubborn because you know those passport bros, like they'll try to go to lesser developed countries because they want to find a more traditionally submissive woman, someone who won't stand up for herself and someone who's a little less independent. So I don't think we're too much better in the West for you, sorry. He also did a poll on his Instagram where he asked the question, would you date a foreigner? He said there were about 36 people who participated and he got 63% who said they would date a foreigner and 37% who said no. So there you have it, guys. I mean, based on these responses from his friends, which, I mean, I'll admit, he's a bit more like, not westernized, but like I know he speaks really good English and he dates foreigners, so his friends may be of a like mind to him, so this may be a biased pool, but just to give you some sort of insight, I don't know that many Korean dudes, but this was really helpful. So you had the first one who said no, he doesn't really want to date a foreigner. The second one who said yes, sure, why not? The third one who said yeah, sure, why not? The fourth one says it depends. The fifth one said probably not. The sixth one said maybe. The seventh one, I don't know what to make of that because he's going on about feminism. So yeah, I really just wanted to try and put this out there again, freshen up on, because you'd have to dig through my archives to see the last time we talked about this. But when it comes to, oh, will Koreans date foreigners, it's not like an attraction thing necessarily. It's a lot. Any international relationship or interracial relationship comes with its own extra hurdles. Some people are willing to go for that and some people aren't. Some people want to just marry a partner who has a similar background, a lot in common culturally, and that just is simpler. It's easier to make sense, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, think about it. How many YouTube channels do we see these days where it's interracial couples in Korea and they're popping off and they're happy and they're normal and they're having kids and it's all becoming more normal, and we're even seeing all these initiatives to support multicultural families in Korea because they need babies. So yeah, I don't want this video to be too long. I just see this question frequently and I wanted to try and address it in some way. So thanks for watching. If you did, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Annyeong!